2010 Writers Retreat Fellow in Fiction.
Thank you so much. How are we doing on sound? Is this good? Everybody's good? Okay. This is an excerpt from my novel, Eating the Apple, which is about Muriel Weston, a middle-aged alcoholic writer living in 1930s Manhattan. And for your information, Chumley's is a bar Muriel frequents, and Katz is a colleague. My eyes opened, and it took several seconds to recognize my own surroundings. My own bed, my own nightstand, my own mauve nightmare. The drapes did their best to ward off the sun, but it stabbed its way into the room and tortured the dusty rose carpet. The pain in my head was as piercing as the sun, and the stench of gin hung in the stale air. Why do I do this to myself? The door swung open and Evie strode in, setting a glass of water on the nightstand. She proceeded to the drapes and hoisted them open, sending dust out into the air to fall like confetti. Her tan linen dress was crisp and fresh, reminding me of childhood school mornings suffused with sunlight that promised a day full of learning, new morals, as bright and as clean as her dress. But now my head pounded, and all I could think about was how gray all those morals had become. Evie dashed around the room with an undeniable moral certitude, picking up my clothes and straightening things that were already straightened. It stinks in here. I don't know how you can stand it. She was in the closet now, making noise with a hanger like a child learning to play the triangle. Seriously, you reek. It's disgusting. Is this the day Good Morning went out of style? Since I've been up for most of it, I can assure you that there is nothing good about this morning. Are you planning on getting up for what's left of it? Don't bother answering. You need to get up because you have a guest who is at this very moment waiting for your gin-soaked presence. What? Who? In between the throbbing Chumleys and Katz flashed in my mind like billboard signs outside a train window. The afternoon with Claire rolled through quickly, a blur of details. I saw her stockings and smelled her perfume. There were the cigarettes and the tension. That excruciating, awkward, divine tension. As I remembered the events of yesterday, I noticed my feet aching and fragments of the walk from Claire's to Chumley's whirled in my mind. My head reminded me that when I couldn't walk anymore, I'd started drinking. Had I called her? I couldn't see her, not like this. Not disheveled and worn, not unable to impress, not with Evie here. I could send her in here. She can see you in all your glory. Bloated, stinking like a dock worker, too hungover to hold a conversation. Let her see a true artist at work. Stop it. You've made your point, you always do. You at least let her know I will be a few minutes. Anything else, sweetheart? A drink, perhaps? Her words floated in over the pulsating ache in my head, and I saw the door sweep over the carpet as she banged it shut. This was the time I wanted to be a man. Alcohol pushed out of my pores like steam from a freight ship, and it did make me stink like a dockhand. But how much easier it would be if I were. To be a man with muscles so naughty and raring that they would scoff at feminine movements like dotting on lip rouge or pouring cream into tea. The kind of man hungover as hell who can quickly erase the lost details of the night before with a splash of soap and water, a brisk tooth washing, and a damp hand through the disheveled hair. This man would bully his headache till it barely pulsed while he dressed in brown trousers, a white shirt, and a blue cricket sweater, readying himself for the morning's challenge at hand. This man would relish this situation. A young woman in the next room, his wife despising him for it, and still knowing precisely how to go about handling it. Being a woman was of no use to me now, because nothing hides the wretched effects of a woman who drinks out of pity and desperation. No, this was time to sell as is. The hangover stripped me of all artifice and anxiety, made me grasp that all that was left was reality. I couldn't compete with Claire's kittenish come-hither eye-blinking, her feminine subtleties. Truth would be our new game. I brushed my hair as I gazed in the mirror, not worrying if I hid my age or flattered my profile. I put on a men's shirt and pants to emphasize my point. Evie charged in just as I was putting on my shoes. She took a contemptuous scan of what I was wearing and sniggered. She walked into the closet and after a few minutes emerged holding a brown and beige striped tie. The same tie she had purchased for me about a year into our relationship for one of our more Saturnalian endeavors to Barbara's exclusive club. She threw it on the bed next to me. "If you're going to play Daddy, at least dress the part." She angrily patted on lip rouge as she looked at me through her mirror. "And I won't be scurrying off, in case you were wondering. No, I'll be in the living room going over your play. You know how good I am at that." And I would leave the door open to the library, so no one gets the wrong idea. And just before she shut the door, with her hand on the doorknob and facing forward, she said, "You do understand what I mean, don't you?" It was a question I didn't need to answer.